This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply.
Welcome to Morning Motivation for Educators. I'm Danielle Nuhfer, a former teacher who knows firsthand how exhausting and overwhelming this work can be. After 20 years in the classroom and 2 bouts of burnout, I found tools to help teachers not just survive but thrive. Teaching Well was created to help educators like you manage stress, find balance, and connect with the passion that brought you to teaching. This podcast is your space to breathe, reflect, and take those small steps toward feeling more grounded and fulfilled. Your well-being is crucial to your school success, and I'm here to support you. So with that, let's begin. In case you missed it, I recommend all teachers and people in general start working toward a Misogi in their lives, something that is a challenge for them that they want to achieve. It's clear to me that the teachers who actively pursue interests beyond their classroom are happier and more fulfilled than those who don't. So my idea is that doing hard things really inadvertently positively shapes your classroom. And what you probably want to do is to shout about this new challenge that you're going to be doing from the rooftops. But I beg you to reconsider. First, get crystal clear about what you want to do. And then, like we went over in the previous episode, figure out a step-by-step goal to reach your Misogi. So here are 3 steps that you can try for how to do the hard things when you're teacher tired, but you know that doing something hard will help your classroom. So number 1, don't broadcast online too early. The science behind telling people about your goals says don't do it. It may give you the dopamine rush without the follow-through of actually reaching those goals. So be judicious about letting everyone into this hard thing that you've chosen. Sure, you may need a little support, but only you know yourself. It's perfectly reasonable to share this hard thing you're setting out to do with your in real life people, but I would caution about putting it out there preemptively on social media. Save that for when you take the success picture or video. The last thing you want is a bunch of likes and reactions to something you didn't do yet. Our brains don't really differentiate that dopamine rush. It believes it got there because of achieving, when really it was only talking about the achieving that got them there. So proceed cautiously. Number 2, accept that sometimes you will be tired. The second thing for how to do hard things when you're tired is to commit to doing some of these things even if you're tired. I know sleep is something we don't get enough of. However, I think some of us could probably get a lot more sleep if our routine the night before was cleaned up a bit. But guess what? Sometimes you're not going to get the perfect amount of sleep, and sometimes you're going to be a little tired. Because sometimes the only time to fit this thing in is in the morning. I want you to just try it. You say you aren't a morning person, but for the sake of this, get up early. Just try it. Get up early and go for a walk. Drink a cup of coffee outside when no one else is awake and the dawn is barely rising. This is when the great work happens. You want to write a book? Start another business or a second career, do an endurance race, get good at knitting or painting or speaking another language, developing a mindfulness practice. Get up before everyone else and do that thing for an hour. You may be more tired that day, but the exhilaration you will start to feel when you realize how much you can accomplish before anyone else even gets out of bed will be worth it. And then over time, you start to get tired more quickly in the evening. Your routines and priorities start to realign, and you become a morning person. Ta-da! Trust me, when I got sober 20 years ago, I was definitely not a morning person. But this is what I started with. I woke up so that I could read a little, scribble all of my fears and doubts into a little notebook, and then practice breathing. I was given that direction by someone who walked in my shoes. It is a way for me to set the tone with myself. That practice changed my life, and I don't say that lightly. The third way to accomplish and do hard things when you're teacher tired is to focus on progress, not perfection. It's not about winning or losing. It's about winning or learning. And when I realized that sometimes good enough was, in fact, good enough. So get off social media if you know you're always comparing yourself to others, and then get to work. Progress happens when we are a little bit better than before. Perfection is an elusive goal that we will never achieve. If I'm waiting for reassurance of perfection to be able to do the hard things, then I will probably never start. And if you need a great reminder of this book, of this, check out this little beautiful book called Trying by Kobe Yamada. So how to do the hard thing that is important to you is not the focus on the end goal. It's to get invested in the process, because the hard thing is all about the many moments leading up to it, not the end goal itself. In fact, studies have shown the actual event or accomplishing of the goal is often a little bit disappointing if you're not celebrating progress along the way and keeping things in perspective. So with that, I invite you to don't broadcast online too early, accept that sometimes you will be tired, and focus on progress, not perfection. This is how to do the hard things when you're teacher tired. It's how to achieve those things and those goals that are going to make you a better teacher, even though they have absolutely nothing directly to do with teaching. It's a really interesting connection. So as always, thanks for joining me today. If you're ready to dive deeper into your well-being, check out my book, The Path of the Mindful Teacher, or schedule a call to connect. You can find links for these and other ways we can work together in the show notes and at teachingwell.life. Remember, caring for yourself is the best way to care for your students.
Thanks for listening. And whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.